Welcome to the part 6, the final video of this series. This is the one where everything come together. No new theory today. We were going to build the complete real MATLAB program from scratch. A signal analyzer. It's generate the signal, adds noise, filter it, run a FFT frequency analysis, calculate the statistics and display the everything in the professional 4-panel dashboard. As shown in the picture right now. Here is the full plan, 5 steps: generate the signal, analyze the signal, filter the noise, then we run the FFT, then plot everything. Each step use the skill from different part, variables from the part 2, functions from the part 2, the loops from part 4, the functions from part 3, and the plotting from the part 5 of this series. By the end you will have the complete working program, about 60 plus lines of the code. Click on this new and click on script here. After that Control S. Now we save it, Control S here, and give him the name signal analyzer. No space in the name, signal analyzer. Save it. Now the file is saved. Let's start the building it. Step number 1 is create a signal with the noise added on the top. Okay, so first of all I added this command clc, clear all and close all. That's are the default commands which each time you need to be put on your new files. Okay, after that in the step number 1 we generate the signal. Okay, so here is the fs. I give him the value 1000, then t is equal to 1, then the time it's equal to 0.0, sorry, it's 0, and their step is 1 divided by fx, and their last value is t minus f 1 by fs, and we close it. Okay, after that the length n is equal to length of t. Now these are the signal generation. First of all we need it, so I add some comments here also, like this one. This is the sample frequency, this is the duration in seconds, this is the time vector, and this is number of the samples we needed. Now we need to create a clean sine wave at a 50 hertz. So our f0, you say f0 is 50 hertz. So signal which we generated, we make a variable of with the name of signal, and say sine is equal to 2 pi f0t. So now that's our signal which is generated. Pi value is by default 3.14, f0 is 50, and time, this t vector is taken from here. Now our signal is generated. After that we generate the noise, add a random noise. So noise, we create a new variable noise with 0.3 multiply with the random value 1 to n. N is the length number of samples, how much samples we have in their signal. So on each sample, for each sample we generate a noisy. So and noisy is the new waveform which is the signal plus noise. So in that way both are added together, and now we print it and see the thing how it's worked. Now we run that section only. Okay, now signal generated 100 sample at a 100 frequency, 100 hertz. Okay, now we move toward the step number 2. Step number 2, calculate the statistics. Let's write a function for this one. Okay, there is the we create the few variables which calculate the maximum value of noisy, minimum value of the noisy wave, mean of noisy, standard of noisy, and RMS value of noisy. Okay, so we calculated the 5 things of the noisy signal. After that we just print these 5 things. Okay, we say that signal statistics, which is the noisy signal. So we see the max value up to 0.4 4 decimal, the signal max, signal mean, standard, and RMS. So now we run this section and we observe So now this is the signal statistics. The maximum value is 1.8, minimum is minus 1.77, mean is 0.0074, standard value is 0.77, RMS is 0.7713. okay, these are the very important values for the signal processing. Okay, this RMS is the root mean square, very important in signal processing, and this standard value is the standard deviation. Let us how spread out the signal values. Now in the step number 3 we see the filter signal. So moving average, the filters the noise using the moving average. So for this one, first of all we need to be create the few variables. First variable is a window, average window size, how much window size we want, it is the 10, and that window size tell us the filter complexity. And then we say that filtered, that is the pre-allocated output. The filtered is the zeros of 1 and up to n, and this is the length of the samples, total length of the samples. We create these zeros, okay, from 1 to n. After that we write down the for loop. Now we write down the for loop where we say that for iterations from 1 to n, take the average of surrounding samples. So I start is equal to max value of 1 to I minus windows divided by 2, and I end is equal to minimum value of n I plus window divided by 2. And then we say that filtered I is the mean of noisy I start and I end. Okay, so in that way we calculated the filtered value. A moving average loop, for every sample we take the average of 10 surrounding samples. This smooth out the random spikes from maximum and minimum and prevent us from going out of the bound at the start and end of the signal. That defensive programming. Okay, if you don't understand this working, so don't worry, maybe you understand the for loop very well, because the main focus is to be understanding the all things which we learned from the previous parts, to be working into the one complete project. So these commands are making the filtered values, okay, in the filter. Okay, now we move toward the step number 4, FFT. This is the most powerful part of that project. So FFT stand for the fast Fourier transform. Right now our signal live in the time domain. Okay, so you see the amplitude is changing over the time, because on x-axis there is the time. Okay, now in the FFT converted into the frequency domain, where we see which frequency are inside the signal. In the left side you see the wave tell you when, right side the spikes tell you what our the signal have. The 50 Hz sine wave, after FFT we should see on a sharp spike, and it's okay, exactly 50 Hz. That's how the engineer detect hidden frequency in the real data. Okay, so there is the 120 Hz and 240 Hz. Okay, this is the frequencies with the passive of the magnitude. Okay, like on the highest spikes 50 Hz and on the lower spike amplitude 120, and as our amplitude is more lower than 240 Hz, it's mean in the dips we have the higher frequency, and in the spikes we have our average or our default frequency functionality. So step number 4 is FFT frequency analysis. For FFT frequency noises, we compute the FFT, then a frequency axis in the hertz, and we normalize the magnitude. Okay, so these are the variables. First of all, the compute the FFT. So y is equal to FFT of noisy, that's the signal. Then we say that frequency axis in hertz. On axis it's the 0 to n minus 1 multiply with fx divided by n, that's the frequency axis in hertz. After that, magnitude, it's absolute value of y divided by n. So y is the computed FFT divided by n is the normalized magnitude. That's the normalized magnitude tell us. Now we only show the first half positive frequency. Okay, so that like that we say that half 1 and floor of n by 2. Then make one more f positive variable with the f of f-axis of half. Okay, for this one, and after that we make the magnitude positive, so 2 multiplied by magnitude of half, and then we say him to be print that values. So we print the FFT complete, our dominant frequency of the 0.1 decimal hertz into this line. This is the f pose of magnitude pose is equal to max of magnitude pose. Okay, so now we run that section. Now our FFT complete dominant frequency is 50 hertz. Okay, so as you see, it find 50 hertz exactly where we put our sine wave. The FFT correctly identified the hidden frequency inside the noisy signal. That's a real signal processing. Okay, now they detected very well. Step number 5, plot the dashboard. 4 subplots, everything visible at once. Okay, so we're taking the help from the part number 5 of this video, of this series. Now first of all, we give him the figure. We say that figure name is the signal analyzer dashboard, number, titles, and off. Now that is the code for the plot 1, original noisy signal. First we create the subplot of 2 by 2. On the first position we are displaying the noisy signal, original noisy signal. Okay, so we plot the T on a x-axis, on a y-axis is noisy, their color. Okay, we choose it 0.3, 0.7 and 1, and line width is the 0.8. Now we have the title original signal plus noisy, and on a x label time axis, on a y label amplitude, grid is on, and x limb is zoom into the first 0.1 second. Okay, this is for x limb and y limb. They say us, okay, we are going to be zooming on the x axis from 0 to 0.1, so they zoom into the first 0.1 second. Now I want just run that section only. So you see that signal analyzer dashboard is there, original signal plus noisy. So this is the original signal plus noisy, and they are just be displaying the 0 to 0.1. This is the zoom in for more analysis. Now we close it here and we write the code for the other positions also. This is the plot 2, which is called the filtered signals. So it's displaying on the subplot 2 by 2 of 2 second position, on a second position, and then we plot the T noisy, and here it is their color, and after that we say that 0.5, 0.5 and 0.5, and this is the line width of it. So they are telling the colors. Okay, and this is the line width. Then we hold on and we say that n and filtered. So this is the filtered graph or wave. After that hold off and we say that filtered signal moving average, and then time y label, legend, noisy and filtered, both on a one graph. Then grid on, and again we want to be zooming into from 0 to 0.1. Now quickly we draw the plot number 3. So in plot 3, FFT spectrum. So you know subtitle, this is the plot. Okay, which is on x-axis f positive, and on a y-axis is the magnitude positioning pose. So it is the FFT spectrum. So title is FFT frequency spectrum. On x label we have the frequency, on a y label we have a magnitude, and x limb is zooming on x-axis from 0 to 200 because it's the frequency. Okay, it's not a time, that's why 0 to 200, and grid is on here. And again plot number 4 for statistic bar. So this is the plot number 4 statistic bar. Again there is the value of statistic values, and this is the statistic name, and this is the bar. So we say that statistic values is the signal maximum, absolute, signal mean and signal standard and signal RMS. So we want to be display these 5 values, and then we give him the name, statistics name. First is max, other is minimum, then mean, then standard, then RMS. So these are the names. Then we give the bar, it's like the plot, you definitely know if you watch the video number 5. Then this is the statistic values, and this is their color, and after that we set to save this value. Okay, save it with the state names, and then we give him the title is a signal statistics and y label and grid on. Last line is the overall title, which is called signal analysis MATLAB beginner project, and their font size I give him the 40. Okay, so now when I run this full script, the dashboard appear, 4-panel processing layout, everything is on one window. This is the kind of output MATLAB is used for in engineering and science every day. So now that's the time for stop it here and run the complete few seconds only, and after that there is the complete dashboard signal analyzer MATLAB beginner project. So in the first position we have the original signal plus noisy. So this is our noisy signal, and this is our filtered signals or moving average. So this is the noisy waveforms, the same as here, and there is their average values on each portions which give us the filtered signals. After that we draw the FFT frequency. So it's tell us the FFT frequency on different magnitude. So he said that they give us the 50 hertz. This is our by default frequency on the highest magnitude. When it's reached is the 50 hertz. On a 50 hertz, their frequency is 50 hertz when our highest magnitude. And after that our signal statistics, its max value, its minimum value, its mean, its standard values, its RMS values. Okay, so these are the complete MATLAB beginner project which you analyze right now. Okay, this line is not saving the things. This is for this X ticket labels, like on x-axis they display these labels. So this line is for this one, which is representing like the X ticket labels on the these are the labels of status name, and it is representing on the x-axis. Now on the last step we save our output. When next time we run it, then it's saved. So for the saving the output, we say that we save as for GCF signal analyzer output.png, and the dashboard saved as the signal analyzer. This printed on our command windows, and analysis complete is also printed on our command window. Now we again run that whole file completely, and we see our file is saved or not. So this again, it's there. Now the signal analyzer output is saved. He said a dashboard saved as signal analyzer output.png, and our analysis is complete. Now we see our file. This is our signal analyzer output file. Okay, it's automatically saved in our computer with the name of signal analyzer. So I hope so you understand it very well. Now that's the a summary of whole series which we right now follow. So in the part number 1 you understand you do not know what's the command window was. In the part number 2 you learn variables and the matrices. In the part number 3 you learn the scripts and functions. In the part number 4 you learn the loops and condition. In the part number 5 you learn the plotting, and in the part number 6 you build the complete signal analyzer. That is not a beginning level anymore. So that's the real MATLAB programming. You started from zero and you build this. Well done. Okay, and that's mini project give you a lot of things. Help you, please leave a like. It generally help the channel reach more beginners, and subscribe for future MATLAB content, and drop the comment below. Tell me what project you want to build next, and thank you for watching every single part. See you in the next series. And I try to be add this file into the comments so you can download that file and run on your own PC. Okay, so see you the next time with a new series.